And you're right. What happened to the runes? Where did the runes go?
The runes disappeared on page 2.
Yeah, I want to know why someone needs to understand a dead hidden language to be able to boil water and make ice cream and throw salt. You sound like a 4-year-old.
To make ice cream.
Is this big first magic?
I learned Latin so I could make ice cream.
I mean, to be fair, I think we could come up with a really, really great world about, like, orphans of chimney sweeps from the Victorian era that have these abilities.
I'm crying.
And they get paid in ice cream.
One of those things like a Magic Girl thing where like they were so poor and all they wanted was ice cream, and their piteous living situation like was so strong that it gave them magical powers.
Quite honestly, I'm not gonna lie, you could reflavor all this to be like Victorian Orphan magic. just useful skills to keep the lord or lady in waiting happy. Let me boil your tea for you, sir.
Yep.
Yeah. Because wait, DM Gar, you get the next one. This is how I know it doubles down into. Please, you get to read.
Exactly. Here you go. Here's your house cleaning. You need an empty glass jar.
What?
You trace a rune. Oh, the runes came back. The runes are back.
Thank you.
It's all right.
In the last moment.
You trace a rune into the lid of an empty glass jar, which drains it of air, then smash the jar on the ground. For the spell's duration, any creature within 5 feet of you immediately begins to suffocate. Wait a minute. If they have to be within 5 feet of you, that means you too. If a creature is able to get out of this range, it's 5 feet. They take a step. The suffocation ends. However, it will immediately begin suffocating again if it's dumb enough to come back within 5 feet of you. You are immune. Oh, no, you are immune to the effects of the spell for its duration. Okay. So if somebody stands there, you defeat doing obvious magic around them. Still standing.
They just start suffocating.
I'm gonna look up the official rules for suffocation.
Maybe you cast Earth Ward first, so they're grappled in place.
Oh yeah. Hey, good luck getting away. And then when they're suffocating, you drop them into a pit of the negative plane. There you go.
Oh, you have to choke them. They have to be choked. So suffocation is what I originally thought. I thought you used those rules for drowning, but drowning has its own things where you just like. But this is suffocation with exhaustion. So what do you have to get them up to 5 where they can't move? You have to choke them 5 times. Just use your hands at this point.
You have to
take him to a backyard with a passing train.
But you know what?
Use your hands. Choke the man.
Use those baby hands.
The only time that I can see this working is if you use something like the supplement we went over last time with the tiny swarms of like the Fae.
Oh my, yes.
Like this is how you deal with the, what was it, the Wandering Circus or whatever? That's how you deal with them.
This is all their spells. These are all their spells. Only way. But I also feel like the broken glass is more dangerous than the suffocation. Like now there's also broken glass on the floor.
You have to walk 1 step away.
Yeah. There's broken glass on the floor. You start suffocating. Nothing says you're stuck here. You just have to go, oh, I can breathe again.
Also, they begin to suffocate, meaning that if we're taking it rules as written, if you're beginning to suffocate, That means you have to start holding your breath. Not that you're suffering from suffocation. So you have to do this. How long does he say? This says it lasts for a minute. So if you're holding your breath is 1 minute plus whatever your Constitution modifier is, even if you have 0, no one is going down. Rules as written this way. Everyone has at least 1 minute of air to hold. So basically, you shatter this glass, you look at all the people around you, and everyone's got their cheeks puffed up like they're holding their breath. And they're just waiting you out.
Oh my god.
This
All
is
right, we got one
officially
more.
the
You make
worst
a
one
mess.
on the list, for sure. This is the worst one. Vacuum is useless
Oh no,
as
it's
written.
just got some interesting stuff. Go ahead, Okami. Close us up with this water ward, please.
Last one is Water Ward. This is another cantrip. It's part of the attack action. As part of the action used to cast this spell, you must make a weapon attack or unarmed strike, otherwise the spell fails. So the same as the other 3 awards. On a hit, a glowing rune appears in the air before you. The first time the creature that was the target of your weapon attack, except they just told us it could also be unarmed strike. I just realized that. Whatever. Should say the target of your attack deals damage to you before the start of your next turn. The rune flares up and detonates, coating the creature in icy liquid. The creature's movement speed is reduced by half, and its climbing and flying speed is reduced to 0 until the end of its turn.
Yep.
This is the first one that's not bad. But also, why is climbing and flying speed 0 on the ice one and not on the earth one, where the earth one is literally holding you down?
I don't even know.
I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to say this till we got to the last one to see just in case. This seems like someone tried to fix the 4 elements monk and got lost in the way.
They didn't know the way of the 4 elements.
They really did not.
But
like, if you made all this effects based on key points for 4 elements monk, I'd be like, all right, whatever. You could have even made like the tea house monk and given them all this stuff.
Yeah, boiling water, cleaning up.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect.
Because I'm also just imagining running a campaign and my player being like, I'd like to buy 10 empty glass jars. And I'd be like, they have none.
No, you cannot.
I can't get past.
Just imagine, like, you're trying to sneak, you're fighting people in like a safe area. You're like, oh, I know how to take these guys out. You drop in the middle of them in stealth and you just break a glass jar. Suffocate! And they're just like, oh, the air around here feels weird. Walks away. Ow, I stepped in glass. Good thing it doesn't do any damage.
This one should be Ice Ward also, not water.
No. It's probably made from the same salty ice water that freezes your insides and puts salt in your friend's wounds.
Yeah, that's true. When the water happens, can't you just be like, you're just sucking water off this guy's body now?
Cool.
That's how you. That's your swell synergy.
All right, I gotta go.
I think it's pretty safe to say probably not gonna use most of the stuff in here.
I'm not using it. I'm not using any of this. I think, quite honestly, of all the things we've ever reviewed on the roundtable, this is probably the first time I would say this is an absolute failure. And I don't mean that to be mean. This just needs a lot of revision and love.
Yeah, like this is the first time that I definitely feel like we looked at something and we were all like exceptionally negative about it.
Yeah.
I'm writing down, if we're gonna get merch, I think we need to get jerseys that say Victorian Orphan School of Magic.
It's just a bunch of people casting these spells, but in their true forms. So, like, Vacuum, it's like you cast Vacuum, but then you just see another orphan, like, cleaning up the glass. she'd stop breaking glass jars around the house. Just another one popping out the chimney. It's a plume of smoke. All his friends. The plume of smoke at 3rd level does more damage than the broken glass jar at 2nd.
Victorian Orphan magic.
Victorian Orphan magic.
Gonna be a shirt.
That is absolutely a shirt. I bet you Steve knows Victorian Orphan magic.
Are mason jars Victorian style? No, that's too late. I was gonna say
Nope.
that's the design behind the words Victorian Orphan Magic, and it's just like a mason jar.
I'd love that.
It's gonna
That's
be like
hilarious.
a little kettle and a pile of salt.
Yeah, that has to be a kettle.
Yes. It's a kettle of pile. It's a kettle of pile of salt, and what do we need? Some mud at some point, I think. Oh
Yeah,
no,
we
it's
need
gotta
a
be we need
disc
a
of
burnt
mud.
torch.
Or no, a nugget of charcoal. That is not.
Yeah, you need
what
to have a
people
nugget.
say.
Well, yeah, because you're a chimney sweep.
Nugget. I've never heard anyone say a nugget of charcoal before.
I am taking notes. I am designing these shirts.
Oh, I need this. I need this in my life. I really do. Yeah, there's nothing. Again, I think this is cool for like a non-dangerous campaign, like a campaign where the most people are dealing with is like everyday enemies, like goblins. Like you don't go past maybe like an orc raider party. Sure, this is fine. You know what I mean? This is what you give to the commoner background, because the commoner background wizard, who's just a regular guy who was maybe in like maintenance. This is what he has as magic.
Yep.
I apologize, Apothecary Press, if you ever watch this.
Yeah.
But I think this is not going anywhere close to any of my campaigns.